and a little bonus. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Toast Hammer. We are taking a look into the coolest Inquisitor today. And no, it's not Eisenhorn. It's not the box either. It's not even Crowl. Today we're talking about Jena Orechiel. I think that's how that's pronounced. Fictional person. So, it is how it's pronounced. She is the mother to Cal Jericho, a famous Necromunda character. The bane of some of the biggest baddies that the Necrons can put out. And yeah, she's into the Xenos. She was wielding an Eldar Shuriken pistol before Kyria Draxus could even stand up. And I wanted to bring her into the 40k universe. She does technically have a model for GW's long forgotten game Inquisitor that used the weird 56mm scale, and kind of no one played it and then they stopped producing it. But we're bringing her back. Starting off this kit bash with two models from ArtelW, a third-party resin miniature sculptor, and they produce some really fantastic work. I'm taking most of one and doing a head swap to get the proper kind of facial features and hair that we need, because Jena's hair, it's something else. To start, we do most of the body, leaving the arms off for now, as according to the instructions, because we are going to be doing a pistol swap with the hand. So we do cut away the pistol and begin by shaving away some portions of the Shuriken pistol that I had printed and getting those to match up. It was a little bit hard to get a good bond here, but I just kept tweaking it and shaving bits and bits away until I was able to get a solid connection. Unfortunately, it was too small of a connection point for me to actually pin it together, so I'm just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that works. We are also going to assemble the cape, but keep it off the miniature for now to make the painting a little bit easier, so we can get all of those details around her back before attaching the cape to it. But that does also mean that her insane ponytail will have to be left off the model for the time being as well until the cape is attached. That's not a big deal. We can always paint that in sub-assembly as well. With the rest of the model completed, the simple head swap largely done, I was ready to tackle the bonus along with this model. I was planning to run this as an Eisenhorn proxy. An Eisenhorn is known for having his signature demon host Terubale alongside him, and he also used to have special rules for this demon host. It kind of does in 10th edition, but not as importantly. Anyway, I got this really cool sculpt. This model is showing off a little bit more skin than I tend to typically enjoy, but I was thinking that this would be a small Satan shard, and that actually follows the process for a lot of those models and their aesthetics as well, so I'm kind of okay with it. It fits. Because she is really into Necrons, and that's like her whole shtick. She claims to be on the cusp of figuring out the secrets of the Satan. I thought it would be cool if she stole one of their Satan shards, and that is her demon host. This model was put together just as much as I could. I'll be honest, I forgot where I actually purchased this model from. I don't remember who made it. It was a while ago. I believe I cover it in one of my early videos though, so go check that out. I gotta say though, putting this thing together was a real challenge. A lot of the joins were not super happy going together, and I had to hold the model in some really awkward positions in order to attach the hands to the arms and the arms to the shoulders. It was a whole thing. But we did eventually get the model together and in a stable enough state. But we weren't quite done yet. Yes, all of the model assemblage had been done, but there was some really nasty gaps left in the Inquisitor's cape that I needed to fill with milliput. and I wanted to try and tackle her equally insane bangs at the same time. Mixing together milliput, wearing gloves because this stuff gets literally everywhere, I mashed the bits together for a good 5 minutes. You really want to spend enough time mixing this together to make sure it's well integrated. And unlike green stuff, there's no actual visual color change that notifies you that it's finished mixing. You just have to kind of go do it to time to get it all mixed up. I waited a little bit after mixing it to make sure it was a little bit more workable as the curing starts immediately, and then started to roll out a very thin sausage and push that into the gap in the cape. And then I got out my secret weapon, isopropyl alcohol, which also thins milliput. So I used a brush to kind of apply that over the join to kind of mesh it together and hide the seam a little bit more and make sure it all flowed well and was hiding that, you know, addition of milliput as best as I could. While we still had some extra milliput left over, I took out some silicone molds for just some greeblies like vents and things like that, and decided to fill out some of my extra milliput with them. But to tackle the braids, I would need to bring in another tool, green stuff. You can actually mix together green stuff and milliput to get sort of a combination putty that has some of the flexibility and posability of green stuff while having the non-shrinking and more rigid properties of milliput as well. It's kind of the best of both worlds. So I mixed together the green stuff and the milliput and had my new putty working for me. I got out some green stuff rollers to try and create a little bit of a braid texture on some, again, some pretty thin sausages of putty. It worked okay. I wish the texture would be a little bit more pronounced, but I think I kind of just messed up how I was rolling it. I tried attaching these to the model, which was super finicky to try and get a nice blend going, and they did look absolutely gigantic in this state compared with the proportions of the model. However, when you see her huge anime ponytail in the back, it does kind of bring things into perspective a little bit more. After that was done, that's pretty much it. All we have to do is attach the models to their bases and prime them up. And let's take a look at our Inquisitor and Demon Host. I very much hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see more Warhammer content, kit bashes, and things of that nature, subscribe so you don't miss a single one. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace!